News in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Fields it right around the goal line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
A first carry for Amir Abdullah. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Hardman on the return. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 40. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Mahomes now to throw. That's caught left side by Hardman. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
It's one play at a time, baby. Let's go now. Let's go. Let's go. Keep our poise. Once again, we got to get it done as a group. We got to be big time. Let's do it with you every day.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Returning it is Moore. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. Whenever I see an in route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that
That's
answer.
cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burrow?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Now Mahomes locates Hardman for another catch. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. Dances by him. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
Chandler Jones so quick. He was the one that got in to stop that one before it got started.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now here's Mahomes. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and that will keep this a 2-point game.
Looked like he might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far. After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just boom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
After almost signing with Kansas City last offseason, Juju Smith-Schuster actually left Pittsburgh for KC this year as a free agent. He'll be one of the top targets for KC's offense this year as he chases his 2nd career 1,000-yard season.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. Here's Jacobs. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here's Carr. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. George Karlaftis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. Carr going to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. To throw his Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. Now Carr on the bootleg. And Waller taking it in over the middle. Carr finding Waller there for the Vegas first.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nick Bolton, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. It's a big play there for Vegas. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
2nd and 11 now. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This is screen to Abdullah. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So Carr exits on 4th down, and on comes Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Carlson able to put this one through. And 2 field goals now mean they take a rare 6-2 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. This one fielded at the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And now here comes Kansas City. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first. And not liking what he's seeing here, Mahomes is going to call a timeout as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one. Throwing is Mahomes on third.
He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A good gain on first has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Mahomes now to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. that his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Oh, we're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work, while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Carr to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw pulled in by Renfro. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. Again, it's Carr. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down, Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense, because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
A run with Jacobs there on 1st down, but he'll manage only a yard or 2 at best. 2nd down coming up.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. Ooh, with a juke. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Carr going to throw. His throw incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Carr. That's complete right around the 8. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Raiders with a lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Give us some. Give us some. They got to walk that walk, baby. Come on now, let's not disappoint. Keep our voice. All right, go get him now.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
KC's offense ready to take over. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Mahomes now on first down.
Quick slant to Valdez-Scantling.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
The ball comes out, and the Raiders pick it up.
Do you remember?
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. Oh, able to avoid him. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
On first down, Abdullah. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here. Now Carr. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to perhaps salt this one away. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Let us big time. We gotta be big time now. Show what you got. He's going to catch that. Let's go. I'm trying to take it to the house.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 10. A minute 50 to play. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. Mahomes. Complete. Valdez-Scantling.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Here's Mahomes. Finding Kelsey.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Flush to his right, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mahomes.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Mahomes.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Mahomes to throw it. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mahomes will throw.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Mahomes.
Catch is made by Hardman. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. Mahomes to throw. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So 15 ticks remaining as they line up for the onside kick. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural, but
I like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that. And I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody.